Hey guys, what is going on? It is RC Knockout and I am back with another video. Now if you are new to my channel, my name is Nolan. In today's video I have got my Traxxas Slash 4x4 Ultimate Basher build out with me. Now I'm at my local RC track and we're going to test this thing on the track on 4S Lipo. So I'm also going to be running my designated short course tires for racing. These are my Proline Blockade tires. And also since the last video, I finally got a hold of some wheel hex claws because I've already stripped out the wheel hex because I was running the 12mm hexes that came with my MIP drive shafts. So I had to get a hold of some new wheel hex claws. So I ordered a few more wheel hex claws, got those put on, so we shouldn't have any issues with stripping out hexes. I don't know if you can see them in here, but they are red. Might not show up on camera. Back in there, and that basically prevents my wheel hexes from getting torn up because it actually wraps around the spokes of the wheels. Now these only work with Slash 4x4 stock wheels, so let me go ahead, get this hooked up, and we're going to jump right in this video. Now a real quick rundown on this system if you haven't been watching this build series. I'm running a Castle Creation system. It's a Copperhead 10 ESC, which is a centered capable ESC. I've got that mated to a Castle 1412 3200 kV brushless motor. And I believe the gearing I'm running is a 15 tooth and a 54 tooth spur, I believe. And I'm running this 4-cell pack right here, which is a 6500 milliamp ADC discharge rate Ovonic pack, running the XT90 plug. And I just recently installed the low center of gravity conversion kit for the Traxxas Slash, because it started out as a Slash 4x4 high center of gravity. But I decided to go ahead and put the low center of gravity conversion kit on, which cost 75 bucks. I also put on the MIP drive shafts and the Techno Big Bone center drive shaft as well. And this has also got the Traxxas Slash 4x4 Ultimate and Platinum shocks, which these are the G2R big bore shocks. It has a ton of upgrades really at this point, guys. It's got all RPM parts. It's got RPM arms, RPM bumpers, front and back. It's got the Proline body mount system. This is a pretty nice setup, guys. Like I said, you can run up to 4S Lipo. All hooked up, so let's get started. The track hasn't been groomed clearly in a while. You can see kind of where the water's washed out a little bit, but it hasn't really been maintained so far this year. I think what we need to do is we need to start off with a launch. All right, are you guys ready? Get set. Nasty tumble upside down. Let's get over to it. It's already a little bit muddy. Get her flipped over. This one down here is easy to overshoot right here because that berm is starting to get washed out right there. That wide. Already starting to hear some noise, but I wonder if the noise we're hearing is one of those grub screws might already come loose. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm just going to go around, undo the wheels and tires, and just make sure all those grub screws are tight. Let me go do that because something's sounding a little funny right now. By the way, if you guys are wondering about the wheel hex claws and how they work, this is how they work right here. So basically it's a 12mm hex, but then it's got these jut out parts right here. Now these jut out parts that stick out probably about, probably just shy of a half an inch. Those go right in between the spokes, right here, 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 and here. Now that design unfortunately only works with stock Traxxas Slash 4x4 wheels. It does not work with any other aftermarket brands, but I highly recommend these if you've been stripping out spin and wheel hexes, because you really need these. Basically, it makes it nearly impossible to strip them with these pieces right here on the side, these claws, hence why it's called the Wheel Hex Claw. I'm actually gonna leave these linked down below. I think it's about 8 or 10 bucks for two. So obviously for a 4x4 machine, you need 2 sets of them, so 2 pairs, so that'll set you back about maybe 15, 20 bucks, but not too bad overall, and they're really a lifesaver. The only issue I said for my setup is that it only included grub pins, or a pin, but with these MIP drive shafts right here, these do not have a pinhole through them. That's what makes them as hardy as they are and as difficult to break as they are, is because there's no pinhole right here. So I had to use a grub screw, and there's just a flat part on this actual stub axle that I can screw this up against. And actually, this is the last one I've checked. All of them are still tight, so that is not the issue. I thought the issue is one of these had come loose. I actually, after a little bit more looking, I think I determined where that noise is coming from, because I was looking around and I'm like, right in here, that might not look like a lot, but there's some play right down in here. I think what happened is that bearing right here fell apart. So that's why we're getting some noise, but I might still run it because I don't think it's going to damage anything, but it's a little risky, but I don't think it's going to damage anything. There's a little bit of movement. I think that's where that little bit of noise is coming from, so I'm not super worried. But let me get that wheel thrown back on, and we'll head back out on the track again. Launch. That's the easiest one to go over right there. Tumbled it, but we're on all 4. Did we break something? Something looks broken. Oh! We pulled the screw out for the shock. It literally pulled right out of the threads. Bummer. Well, you know what? This is probably a good point to actually wrap up this video anyway, guys. So, she's kind of dirty, not terrible. Not like muddy, just a little bit dirty. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next video. Later. I'm back home, just took everything apart and just replaced the bearing. Sure enough, it was this bearing right down in here that had fallen apart. That's why there's so much play in this. So, got a new bearing pushed in there and get it back together, and hopefully she'll be good for a couple more runs before anything else goes wrong.